Another box being checked here in New York State, but there are a few rules that the state wants people to follow and a lot to learn, according to cultivators.
These plants have been out here now for about 3.5 weeks.
It's the largest crop of cannabis that Tom Szulist of Innocence Cannabis has planted to date.
Oh, look at that growth.
His plants are knee-high by the 4th of July, and exactly what has home growers excited.
People go, oh my gosh, you're cutting the plant. No, we're directing the growth of the plant.
Szulist is full of tips and tricks for people venturing into the new frontier of do-it-yourself marijuana. The rules are 6 plants per person, 21 and older, 3 mature and 3 immature, a cap of 12 total, and 5 pounds of flower or an equivalent per household. Szulist says good drainage and not over-fertilizing are key. Then there's picking the right type of plant.
Our plants that are resistant to powdery mildew and botrytis, and also have an early maturity that mature around the middle of October, so that your chances of having a successful year are much higher.
There aren't a lot of cultivators supplying seedlings and clones to dispensaries where home growers can buy them. Candace Heffelman from East Leaf Dispensary in Cheektowaga explains.
Has been a hiccup in cultivators trying to obtain licenses.
Those nursery licenses, just like your local greenhouse, are required for Szulist to sell his plants to people, but they come at a cost and require inspection.
In the meantime, what we're trying to do to fill the gap is we've given some courses on how to grow earlier in the spring. We'll start to do that again for maintenance of the plant.
So while the first step of home growing comes with a hiccup, Szulist and Heffelman say it's still a big step for the state because it's bringing people closer to cannabis.
And for us to be able to connect to the local cultivators as well as the local nurseries in our area, I think it's a great way for everyone to expand their footprint.
Yeah, as much as Szulist noted this is a jumping off point, he also said it still feels like the starting point for him, for this market as well, because his business, Innocence Cannabis, is still waiting on a micro business license from the state because he hopes to sell direct to consumers at some point, Claudine. No word yet. That could come in the next couple weeks. These Cannabis Control Board meetings happen every so often, every 2-3 weeks, once a month perhaps. So we'll continue to keep you posted on that.
And I know that you've been on top of what's happening with the cannabis issue in the state of New York, and that office, that state office, has had a lot of turnover. Yeah,
Office of Cannabis Management has new leadership right now. You mentioned the turnover there. They're basically trying to get back on their feet and to a point where things are moving, but we have heard a lot from folks, cultivators like Tom, as well as others in our area, dispensary owners, that they appear to have their legs under them more than they have had in the past couple of years. So
I'm sure they're appreciating the change, hoping that things will work out better for them.
Yeah, still crossing their fingers a little bit, but feeling some progress there.
All right, Rob, thanks so much for that report tonight. We appreciate
Thanks, Claudine.
it.